What's going on? Fight Journal episode 3. I'm going to do a video one this week. Why not? I see a lot of people saying, oh, dude, you got a phone in your hand. Why aren't you doing video? I guess if you guys really want to see my face, I'll fucking show you guys my face. But shout out to Yo Kratom for being the sole sponsor of the podcast, Fight Journal podcast and Fight Journal web series. YoKratom.com, home of the $60 kilo. They really do sponsor everything in our lives. So if you guys are in the market for Kratom and over 21, please go get it from YoKratom.com. They're the fucking bomb. But yeah, I'll tell you right now, I'm on my way to State of Fitness Boxing in North Bergen, New Jersey. I did my first sparring session yesterday. My first real sparring session. With a real boxer. It was another one of the coaches there. His name is, I'm forgetting his name right now, but he's like legit pro level boxer, big guy, strong, fast, and yeah, he beat the fucking shit out of me. I mean, and he was toying with me, he was pawing with me, and it really got in my head. Because you see, I mean, when you hear things, you hear people talking about there being like levels to it, and I genuinely feel like I'm like the absolute bottom level, like as low as you can get. And then when I spar with like Harrington and Dylan, obviously those guys are a level down. But you start to get like confidence, and it is very interesting. Like when you spar with somebody that you can beat, your energy levels shift down. You're just not as tight. You're relaxed. You're doing punches that you wouldn't. I throw punches against like Dylan and Harrington that I would never in a million years. I couldn't even think about throwing those punches against somebody who really fucking knows what they're doing. So it was a great learning experience, unquestionably. But it was also like, fuck, dude, I really gotta up my game, So I am now on my way there again, 2 days in a row. I sparred on Monday with Team Rattlesnake in Brooklyn, so I'm ramping up my sparring in a massive way. Doing it with headgear now, which I've always sparred no headgear, which is just also a different beast. After a few rounds of sparring with headgear, I start to feel like I'm like, almost like a little confined. And I think that that can fuck with your head a little bit. I was good yesterday. It wasn't like when I sparred with headgear with in jiu-jitsu. Hold on one second, actually, guys. Sorry, guys, I had to check my GPS. I get a little turned around sometimes. I don't know the route the same way that I should. But yeah, as I was saying, when I've sparred with headgear in MMA, it is a fucking true nightmare. Like I mean, really difficult to breathe. When as soon as it hits the ground, it feels like you're already being choked. So I mean, I don't even know if I would take a fight in MMA if it had headgear, just because it really limits my ability to breathe while I'm grappling. With boxing though, which we're gonna have to wear headgear because this is a sanctioned fight, it's a little different. So we just started sparring with headgear, which was great. Did I don't know how many rounds I did yesterday. The coach had me going, I think it was like minute and a half rounds. We did like 4 or 5 minute and a half rounds, and then we did 2 3-minute rounds in a row afterwards, and I was fucking toast at the end of it. Absolute toast. So, but this is it. In order to be in shape for the actual fight, I have to get fight time in. I've been running a ton. My weight is really on point. So after I ran yesterday, I came home and I weighed myself, and I was 208 pounds. So we're supposed to be fighting at 205. Last I talked to Butterly, he was 198. So we're pretty close. This isn't like, people are acting like I'm picking on a smaller guy. It's like, no, I am carrying fucking fat. In terms of frame, Butterly might have a bigger frame than me. He's a big dude. He's not a small guy. He's pretty tall, 6'2", 6'3", strong guy, athletic. So, yeah, I think size-wise we are, if I was fighting professionally, like if I was an actual fighter, I would be walking around at 190 pounds and fighting at 170. MMA weight, that's a fact. because I would just be athletic and just not carrying all this fat. So, oh, what the fuck is going on? What are these people doing? Yeah, so it's kind of funny because my coach told me initially I wasn't going to be sparring yesterday, because I guess the guy he was going to bring in to spar with me wasn't feeling well, and so he ended up getting another guy, and they ended up surprising me, which was great. And he was like, yeah, if I would have told you were sparring today, you wouldn't have slept. It was like, it's good that it's just a surprise you. So always bring your stuff, always be ready to spar. Little lesson. And he's like, you're going to be really sore tomorrow. And in my mind, I'm going, it's like, all right, first of all, I've sparred. I'm not going to be sore tomorrow. It's fine. I feel like my body's been in a fucking car wreck right now. I feel like I was in a high-speed accident, and I fucking just, my entire body was just fucking thrown forward. All the whiplash, like, but everything, every muscle in my body. And what it comes down, what it is, anybody, if you've ever been into a street fight, you could probably connect with this. I remember just street fights when I was a kid, high school, just in college, those years. You get into a dumb scuffle, and it's not even a long fight. Just like a couple punches are thrown, or like some people are shoving, right? And we're just not used to combat that way. So what happens is you end up tightening up every part of your body. All the muscles in your body get really, really tense, and in a very, very quick and rapid way. So that's, you end up feeling like the soreness from getting that tight very quickly. And I remember when I was younger, that happened a couple times that I'd gotten into street fights. You get really, really tense. And that's what happened yesterday. I wasn't loose, I wasn't relaxed, but even when I'm boxing with Diego, who's a much higher level, or Paco, who's gotten really, really good, there's a level of comfort because I've sparred with them before, and I sort of know what they're going to do. Even if, like, Diego's better than me. Diego could, almost hit me at will at this point. But there's still a level of comfort because I know how he hits. I know, very often where the hits are coming from. I also know that he has my best interest in mind. He's protecting me. He's helping me. With this, it was like I was really tense, and the guy's fucking awesome. He's a really good dude, and it wasn't like he wasn't being shitty. He really shifted down to help me. But there is like a level of like, oh shit, like I don't know where this guy's coming. He's also a big guy. He's like 6'3", 220, like really muscular dude, really fucking strong, really a lot of pop to his shots. So I end up just kind of like being a lot more tense and a lot more just tight than I should be. So that's why I think I'm so sore today. But I'm looking forward to sparring today, to be honest with you. I don't, I like sparring. I like going in and learning. I like putting in the work. Every time I come out of it, I feel like I'm a little bit better than I was when I went in. And that's that. So I'm going to go in right now. I'm going to do that session. Maybe I'll chime in with you guys afterwards and give you guys an update as to how the next sparring session went. But yeah, I don't know. I like this little Fight Journal podcast as a video pod. Why not, right? Maybe I'll include some footage. No, I'm not including any footage. No, that's a dumb idea. I keep on giving Butterly too much. I fucking invited Sydney Gant to train with us on Monday. Sydney, obviously very good friends with Butterly. He trains with him. He's on his jiu-jitsu team. He's going to go back and, give him all the insight as to what we were doing. But there's no part of me that's like, Sid's here. He's going to let Tim know that we're training hard and running and punching. And I mean, what the fuck can he really tell him? Tim knows I'm training. Tim knows I'm running. Tim knows we're putting in the work. There's nothing. And it's also this early in the quote-unquote camp. I don't think there's much that he can really give him. And I've said this before as well. We're not professional level fighters. I don't think, even if Tim Butterly was watching our training camps and had a fucking hidden camera in every fucking session, I just don't think he would be able to pull enough data to where he can apply it in the fight in real time. So I think once we get in there, it's going to be who's in better shape, who's got a little bit better skill, who's connecting more. So, all right, I'm going to take a break here. I'm almost at my school, and I will pop in after this session and let you guys know how training went today. All right, I'm back. That just sucked. I mean, it didn't suck. I shouldn't say it sucked. It was great. I suck. I'm bad. I'm bad at boxing. I'll tell you right now. It's fucking... You think you're good. You think you got some skills. And then you go against people that have real skills and you realize exactly how much of a fucking bitch you are. That's what I am. I'm a little bitch. I gotta work on some shit, doggies. I gotta be honest with you. Yeah, the guy that fucking... I mean, I feel my coach said I did better today than I did yesterday. I landed more today, and I feel like he went harder today than he was going yesterday. But yeah, I got to get more used to being punched in the face. That's the truth. When you're sparring with people that you're better than, you end up getting a lot of like fake confidence. You know, you end up you do things that you wouldn't do against somebody that you're not as good. So you end up having bad habits. You drop your hands in areas where you shouldn't drop your hands because you don't need to keep them up. And I will tell you right now, I react to being hit much differently against real boxers than I do against Team Rattlesnake boxers. So that's honestly right now my thing is I just want to get in there and just keep on getting punched in the fucking face. Get used to it. I need to just be more used to being punched in the face. What is this person fucking doing? What are you doing, fuckface? Is this person a fucking idiot? Stupid ass. What the fuck is this person doing? What a dumbass. He stopped at the entrance of the tunnel because he was deciding whether or not he wanted to go into which lane. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So right now I gotta be punched in the face. I have to just get used to it more and more and more and more because when I get punched with a really solid shot, I react as such. And when I land really solid shots on my sparring partners at the boxing gym, they don't react. They act like that's just par for the course. It is just getting punched in the face is literally part of the job of coming in and sparring and boxing. If you're not getting touched at all, it's a damn near impossibility. And also you want to get used to it a little bit. You want to just feel what it's like to get punched in the face and you go like, "Oh, that's not the end of the world." Being punched in the face, it doesn't hurt that bad. You know, I just have to be punched in the face more. That was my takeaway from today. Even though I got punched in the face a lot, my takeaway was like, no, dude, I need to be sparring more. I need to be getting used to it, getting used to being in firefights, keeping my hands up when multiple punches are being thrown at me and not freaking out if somebody lands a really nasty shot on me. Unless I get knocked out, unless it actually hurts me and it puts me down. But just simply being punched, very often it's just a little thud. It's a little fucking bink, and you're like, okay, cool, you're right there. It doesn't really hurt, but for some reason, when that happens, I'm like, oh, like, you get really tense and really tight, and then you drain your energy out really, really quickly. It was, it's frustrating. It's a very frustrating, it was a frustrating day. To feel like I can't beat the guy in front of me. It felt like there was no path to it. And that's a very new feeling. Because even when I boxed Ellis at Skankfest, I remember walking away from being like, no, I can win that fight. There's a path to beating him. And the guy that I'm sparring with today, fuck yeah, I just don't think there's a path. I don't think there's a path to me ever beating him. He's like 26. He's huge. Fuck. I'm just being very honest right now. But the reality is I probably right now, I'm probably twice as good as I was a month ago. It just doesn't feel that way when you're going against guys that really know what the fuck they're doing. I just feel fucking lost. So it was a very, very good day in terms of progress. Mentally, a really good day to get through the rounds. I did 5 rounds. And, you know, I was fucking, once again, dead at the end. Really, really dead. But it's a good mental thing. I walk away from it going, shit, I can't wait to get back in there again and spar again. So I think that's progress. I think that means that I'm getting better and learning. But the actual, when I'm in there and I'm actually, you know, throwing punches and boxing, it feels extremely frustrating. And I feel like fairly overwhelmed right now. So yeah, that was that. I'm going down to the studio right now to a Real Ass Podcast, and I got to go do a YKWd The Regs right afterwards. Lots of fun. So yeah, I'll chime in a little bit more. Me, this week, what we're doing, because we have the Legion of Skanks theater shows in New England, we're leaving tomorrow morning. Today is Wednesday, I think the 9th of August, and we're leaving tomorrow morning, the 10th. We're leaving on the 10th, tomorrow morning, super early, but Paco and Harrington are both coming, so we're doing some Team Rattlesnake on the road training. I'm bringing my pads, I'm bringing my gloves, bringing my boxing shoes, my headgear, fucking all the equipment, the egg weights, the jump ropes. We're gonna get a little camp in this whole weekend. So in each city, whether it's Boston, New Hampshire, or in Connecticut, we're going to be doing a little bit of training. So look, if you're in the area, if you got a boxing gym in Boston or Hampton Beach or near Mohegan Sun, I'm sorry, near Foxwoods, I should say, hit us up. Maybe we'll come to your gym. Maybe we'll get some sparring in. Why not? Right? But this comes out on Saturday. So, you know what? You're probably not going to have time to hit us up. Forget that. But we'll be there this weekend. We're going to get some sparring in, some training in. Maybe I'll do some more Fight Journal from the road with those boys. Fight Journal podcast. But thanks for tuning in, and I'll check you next time. Okay, final segment for this week's Fight Journal podcast. I'm actually here doing a shirtless workout with the boys. Harrington, why'd you put your top back on?
Well, we're done. All right.
Doggy, come on. We're fucking showing the bods. Hell yeah, dude. We just freaked out a bunch of Asians that came in here. They were trying to like tour the facility, and like we were all just shirtless, sweating, like rolling around. It was fucking crazy. So we just did a great workout. I'm finishing this week. We worked out actually twice while we were on the road. This week has been a really, really great week of conditioning and just, but it was the highest level of just training that I've done yet since we've started this training camp. So I was really training truly every day. On the road yesterday, we went out, we did a few sparring rounds in the parking lot, we did some circuits, we did a run. Today, me and Harrington went on a run because Paco did not come on the run. Because Paco's a little bitch. But
from yesterday.
Yeah, well, me and Harrington did a good 2.5 mile run just before we came here. Just now we did a little circuit, did some boxing, some jump rope, just a little bit of conditioning. I've been taking out the weightlifting. Paco, tell me, what have you heard about lifting weights while boxing? I've heard varying.
Yeah, because you're adding muscle mass and not necessarily using it in a way that's kinetic.
Yeah.
When you lift weights, you're usually isolating a muscle. Where in boxing, you're trying to. It's a complex movement. Yeah.
I love isolating me a fucking muscle, doggy. Just a nice fucking curl. Dude, how do you not want to do a curl all day long? All I want to do is curls, doggy.
I don't want it because then I'm just like, my arms feel heavy.
They're tight. I know, it's just, you can't do it. So we're not doing any of that. We did, I don't want to bore everyone with the fucking circuit, but it was just, for the most part, body weight stuff. Just stuff that's going to make us overall just have better conditioning. We did time circuits, 30-second rest, 1 minute on, did a few rounds. What'd you think of the workout today, Pac?
I thought it was good. Everybody got like high intensity, so it was very like 1 minute on, 30 seconds off, like 6 stations, 3 rounds. And dude, Lewis he's sitting in his punches now. You told him about that?
I'm not telling him about anything.
Oh, okay.
Don't even worry about that yet.
My bad.
We're learning real technique now, doggies. I'll tell you right now, I don't think that Team Butterly is putting in this work the way that we are. We are truly We're truly out here every single fucking day, and we're just ramping it up more and more and more. I'm into the idea of being conditioned. I'm into the idea of putting in the work right now. Even if I wasn't fighting, I'm just liking the way this feels. So, Tim, I hope you and the boys are fucking doing what we're doing, because Team Rattlesnake is fucking coming for you. What?
Are you good at the speed bag?
That one's not.
It's slightly deflated.
I'm okay at it, but that's deflated, so I can't use it. All right, we're done. Look, this is another edition of Fight Journal Podcast. We did a video version. People were complaining that it was audio only.
No,
I was like, I'll do videos, so fuck it. So the video version's up right now. Thank you guys for watching. Shout out to your creator one more time. Go support them. And we'll be back next week with another edition of Fight Journal Podcast. Peace.